everybody, it's Sandra with Ginger Bloom Quilts coming to you from my quilting studio. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is the video where I am continuing to make a bag from a panel with my Lotus panel. So what I'm trying to do now is decide what trim I want to do my binding, and I think I want to use one of these bright batiks that I had originally picked out when I was going to make a kind of a yoga themed quilt out of this. I have these beautiful colors. I've got this fuchsia color, royal blue, dark royal blue, orange, yellow, teal, purple, and green. As I was looking at what I'm going to use for my handle, which isn't as big as the handle on the other bag that I was using as my inspiration, but I think I really like this pink because it does match my Lotus flowers. And then also I have some superior thread, the Magnifico, that would look really good when I stitch around my bag. It'll match it really well. So I think that's what I'm going to use instead of any of these other colors. I'm trying to use all my pieces that I quilted up, and so this is all I have for a handle. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut it in half so I have two strips. And as you notice, this strap is pretty big. I definitely want the height of it, but I'm not going to have enough to go all the way down my bag. So I folded it in half so I could see how far I'm going to be able to come down. And I'm only going to be able to come down to here, which is fine. That's plenty of strap. And then honestly, you'll be able to see, because my strap will just come to there, it's not going to really cover up my Lotus flower, and I don't want to do that. So, and then also on the other one, see, it's going to be up higher, and it's not going to cover up my Lotus flower. If I let it go all the way to the bottom of the bag, I'm covering that up, and I think this is going to work out just fine. This is called winging it, and I do that a lot. All right, so I think what I'll do is I'll start by cutting this in half, because I'm going to get my pockets and my handles on my bag before I go around and sew the zipper, the side and the bottoms. So I'm going to go ahead. Let me do this now. I'm going to go ahead and just cut this strip in half so that I can use it for my handles. 1.75. That should do it. So I'm just going to cut this at 1.75 wide, and that will make two handles that I can use on each side, one on each side of the bag. There we go. So now I have two strips, and those will become my handles, my tote straps. And I am going to use this fabric as my binding. So now I'm just going to cut me some binding strips. Brief moment, I need to iron this. I decided to cut my binding in 2 1/4 strips to give myself enough fabric to go around the thick seams of the bag. Now that I have my binding strips cut out, I'm going to go ahead and sew these together and create myself a long binding strip that I can use for my bag. Once I get through with my binding, after I've ironed it, I like to roll it up kind of into a little donut like this and pin it. It's just easily managed. It usually comes undone, but you know what? I do try. Now I have my binding ready, and I'm going to sew it onto my handle strip, and I'm going to use the Superior Thread Magnifico for a decorative looking stitch, and I just decided to go around it just like I would a quilt. I was really happy with the way my binding looks, and I love the look of my thread, but I realized when I started to attach it to the bag, the corners that I had folded over just did not look right when I sewed it onto the bag. So I picked it apart and I opened it up on the ends, and then I cut off about 1 inch of my binding strip and left myself an inch there at the bottom, and I'm going to use that and fold it over, and it's not anywhere near as bulky as it was when I had the binding on it. Now I'm just going to sew it down on the seam that I've already stitched on each side of each end of my strap. Now I am marking the outsides of my bags for my strap placement. I decided to put my straps 3.5 inches in and 5 inches down, and that will give me enough height on my handle. And so that's what I'm marking there, is just a cross mark. And then I need to do on the other side of the panel, same thing, 3.5 inches in and 5 inches down. Once I finish that, I'm going to do the exterior of the other panel, and then I'm going to be ready to place my straps. I'm going to use my markings to place my bag strap, and I'm just going to put the outside of the strap toward the inside of my line and then pin them in place, and I'm going to do both sides, and then I'll be ready to hit the sewing machine. I made myself a mark 1 inch from the top to avoid getting too close to the top for my binding. And so I'm going to sew across it, and then I'll be sewing down and doing some securing to make sure my handles are sturdy. In securing your strap, it really helps to create extra stitches, and a great way to add a decorative stitch yet also securing is to create just create yourself a little square at the bottom and fill it in with an X, and that adds a lot of stitching, and it's actually very pretty. When you get to the top, create the same securing stitches in the shape of an X that you did at the bottom. Sometimes when I get it right, I'm able to sew the entire thing without backtracking. But I have one side panel of my bag ready, and I have my handle on. I have the other one ready, and there's my handle. Doesn't that look great? Once that's put together, that's going to look awesome. Thank you for joining me on part 3 of making a tote from a quilted panel. Please join me next week, where I'll be posting my final video and showing you the completed tote. Please remember to hit the subscribe button, comment, like, and share.